Hello there, and welcome to Nerd Virgin. I'm Greg,
And I'm Alicia.
and this is episode 2. And this is my reaction to reading Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Your first book.
My first book since 4th grade.
Oh, so good. It's a good episode.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Like, follow, comment, and share. And here's episode 2.
Peace out. Brr. What up, witches and wizards? Here we are. Episode 2. Nerd Virgin.
You made me read.
It took 17 years, but you read the first book. Yay!
I can read.
And I also specifically gave you Philosopher's Stone because you asked me not to give you the English one.
I fucking knew that. Like 2 chapters, and I was like, this term is a little weird.
What are these? What is trainers?
I knew it.
Instead of sneakers? Yeah. You were like, I want the English version. I was like, no thanks. So you read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So today we're going to be talking about what Greg consumed, which was reading The Sorcerer's or Philosopher's Stone. Again, different titles depending on where you are in the world because apparently Americans don't know what a philosopher is. So they had to make it sorcerer.
Dr. Phil. He's a philosopher.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So we're going to talk to you about your first 8-year-old book. A little bit of a intro into today. We're going to get Greg's gut response. We're going to get his ratings, his likes, his dislikes, and any of his predictions for book 2. And then we'll talk about what's coming next. So here we are. Greg's gut response to Philosopher's Stone. His book of notes is out because you guys can't see this.
Yeah, I have a little book of notes on every chapter. I wrote down every character's name that came across my eyes because you never know.
Which I don't even want to ask you to count. Do you? I don't even know how many characters are introduced in the first book. That's wild.
Yeah, I have multiple on every line. A little small notebook.
What else?
Like everyone, like Katie Beale made the list. Katie Beale,
Katie
Quidditch player.
Katie Bell.
Bell. I can't read my own handwriting because it was late sometimes.
Jessica Biel made an appearance in the
I
Philosopher's
wrote
Stone.
Beale. Yeah, it's Bell. That's
It's Bell. What time were you reading this?
all hours of the day.
Yeah.
And night. I like how there was a character named Pussy.
Nope.
I would say Pussy. I read Pussy. So he's Pussy.
Percy?
Yeah. No, he's a Quidditch player. Pucey. Is that not Pussy?
Oh God! I thought we were talking about Percy.
No.
That's terrible.
But I'm going to start off. It's JK, right?
Mm-hmm. J.K. Rowling.
Can we stop fat shaming Dudley?
Yeah.
Can we justice for Dudley?
So
Anyone?
that is something that has been discussed in the fandom.
Calling all these little kids stupid?
Yeah.
No, but it was... So, I didn't hate it.
Okay.
Liked it more than I didn't dislike anything. The story felt familiar in ways, but I won't go into like specific likes or dislikes until you ask me. But it was good. It kept me interested for a smaller book than the rest.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was too rushed, but there were some things where, like all of a sudden, like Harry never stood up to Dudley, but then he was like using words like hate. I hate Snape. I hate Malfoy. Is it Malfoy?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's a turn. And then he was like, had snide remarks for Malfoy a few times, and I was like, oh, it's a little change of character. So I thought that was a little...
It's a chance to be new. It's like kids that go to college.
Yeah, that's true. Some cool things. I liked like when he got the cloak. So like I say, I'm going to go into specifics. Like the cloak was cool, little things like that. One big because I didn't expect this. I didn't expect there to be vampires, werewolves, zombies, all mentioned. Did not expect that. That I liked. I thought I was just going to enter like a
Just wizards.
Just a little wizarding world, real close, real. Like I knew there were a ton of characters, but I didn't think the world was that big.
Like species, yeah.
Yeah. So that was I
Just
like
you
that.
wait.
Oh, interesting. Just a callback to episode 1. I now know that Gandalf was Dumbledore. My bad. And as soon as I read his name, I was like, shit. Yeah, it's a mix-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy with a long white beard, though.
Yeah,
This,
they
this
look
man on
they
the
look the
back
same.
cover of the
Yeah, it's not Gandalf.
Bloomsbury is not Gandalf.
That is Dumbledore.
Bloomsbury cover by illustration by Thomas Taylor.
When they started really getting into, is it Nicholas Flamel?
Flamel.
Flamel.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I read it. Haven't heard these names, so I'm going to butcher them real good.
But this is what's amazing because this is how all of us experienced them before the movies came out.
Okay.
I was what did I say? I was 12 or 13 when I read the books, and I was reading so fast because I was so excited that I actually thought his name was Voldemort. An N. I connected in my brain the end of the R down to the T, and I started talking.
JK would call
like,
you
what
stupid.
What are you talking about? So, okay, I'll correct things though. Don't worry about that. When you're reading, you have to come up with like you called her Hermine.
Hermine. She's always going to be Hermine to me. So in my notes she was Herm.
So you'll see.
She's Herm.
Okay.
Her name is Herm.
Okay. It's Hermione.
Hermione?
Hermione, yeah.
Whatever. I kept noticing the emerald green theme.
Yeah.
His scar theme. I don't want to jump right to the end, but the spoiler alert. If anyone's listening to this and they haven't done what we've done,
Yeah.
spoiler alert. I was kind of hoping, and maybe this is the case, that Voldemort. I'm gonna say the name because I'm not afraid of him because I haven't seen him yet. I was hoping that when Voldemort was trying to kill Harry, but his mom was protecting him, that she was actually doing a spell. So I was kind of let down when Dumbledore said it's love.
Okay.
I thought that was, for lack of a better word, like a little lame.
Okay.
But I get it. It's a kid's book.
Okay.
So I was kind of expecting it to be a spell. She was hovering over him, doing it, and he's like forever protected against whatever. And maybe, because I don't know where, to be honest, I don't know where this is going. Obviously, Voldemort's going to try to take physical form. I don't know how there's 6 more fucking books. I just don't.
Well, we'll get into prediction.
But I was kind of hoping that it was like a spell and there would be more to it.
Okay.
Now that I'm in the wizarding world.
I was just a little like.
I do find it funny that the big twist, that who was in the last chamber trying to get the stone, it's the same twist as Scary Movie when Duffy is not like a stuttering moron. So I found that funny. Spoiler alert if you've never seen a Scary Movie. I think that's Scary Movie 2 maybe.
It's gonna date us.
Duffy. I think that was the name. Duffy. No, so I did like that Snape wasn't a complete asshole. And that he was protecting Harry in his own little way. But there were certain scenes that I read and I want to see it on the big screen. There's a lot of descriptive shit.
She does a very good job of painting a visual picture, though, for sure.
No, I was never
lacking in
what my imagination, where it brought me. I wasn't lacking like a vision through her words, but I want to see it come to life. Like I want to see the centaurs.
You might be, yeah. Okay.
I want to see these halls and staircases, and I don't need to see the 3-headed dog and stuff like that. But like, I want to see just what she described and the mirror and all the windows you would talk about, and
there's a lot of visual representations of that, not just the movies. There's actually beautifully illustrated versions of these books that I should give you once you've read each one of them, because
stop making me read.
No. You can just look at the pictures.
I know.
Because to me, I read these books, and I'm sure there are plenty of other people in the fandom that agree with me. The budget that they had for the first one was terrible. The centaurs are horrible. Versus later movies, they adjusted them because they had the technology to do them right, and they were so much better. But I'm always curious to hear like how people picture things in comparison to. I would actually almost tell you to play the game, the most recent Hogwarts mystery.
After only one book?
And that's why you can't, because you start in year 5 and there's things that you need to know in the game.
Okay, so
you start in year 5. But I would say if you're not watching the movies yet, we're not doing that yet. But before you do watch the movies, my recommendation as a fan would be to play the game, because the game to me.
So read every book
and then play the game.
Entertain the masses.
Play the game.
And then play the game,
Yeah.
and then watch the movies.
And then you and I will sit and do a commentary on the movies, because the first couple of movies, as the first couple of books are, they're beginner.
Do they say dinky duddy dums in the book? I wrote that down in my note.
Yeah, that family. All right, so let's not chapter by chapter. That's a little bit too much, but let's start off. So you're introduced to the boy who lived. You roll up on a big old motorcycle. There's some cats.
Another callback to my prediction. I did not think they were going to come face to face at all in this book.
Yep.
And they did twice.
Did they though?
Well, he tried to kill him.
Face to back of head.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
Well,
yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, right. Like it would be later on in the series.
I thought that maybe he'd try.
I mean, you start off the series with that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hi.
I thought that maybe he would try. Dumbledore would scare him away, and then there'd be like a crow, not an owl, that brought him a note from Voldemort, like, I know where you are.
Oh, a crow.
prick.
Nice. Owls are good.
No, but if Voldemort's sending a note.
No, I know. So yeah, so you met him on the night his parents are murdered.
Oh, very Michael Myers. Halloween.
Why? Because it's dark on the street?
Really, that's when Halloween. Michael Myers killed his parents on Halloween and became evil. But yeah, it's.
And Dumbledore and McGonagall and who you know to be Hagrid later on.
Filch. Dick Filch.
He wasn't there the night he was dropped off.
Oh, you're talking about the night.
Yeah, like literally.
No.
So you get dropped off in the middle of like
I was
Boringsville, England. And these people are like, oh no, he'll never know magic. And they're like, he'll be safer
No disrespect.
here.
Was it Kent? Are they in Kent? No disrespect to Kent, England, in case they ever visit.
No, it's called Surrey, isn't it? Surrey? No, Little Whinging, isn't that?
Dinky
Little
Duddy
Whinging?
Dums.
Little Whinging. Anyway, so moving forward, he is treated like shit by this family.
Yeah.
They give him crappy, like, no leftovers. He lives in a closet, literally under the stairs, which now, hopefully, you'll understand that reference.
They treated him like shit, but they didn't want him to go.
They
That was
had to take care of him.
But they didn't.
They're afraid. They're so afraid. More gets explained later on, but
Okay.
From what you know from the first book, they took care of him, albeit reluctantly, but they did take care of him.
And
they just give him shit clothes and shit food and send him to shit schools.
Back to the very beginning.
Dudley treats him like shit.
Back to the very beginning. I saw what J.K. did with the book should be written about him. I see. I see what she did there. I'm on to you.
Mm-hmm. She's a genius. I don't agree with everything she says, but she is unbelievable. Just wait. Okay, so moving on. So he breaks the glass at the zoo. Doesn't break it, but makes it disappear.
But his
gone. Bye.
Yeah.
He's like, thanks. See ya. Uncle starts going nuts. Owls and letters everywhere. Drive to and float to.
he went
hut in the middle.
That shit crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on. If you we're reading the book in the context that we're reading fiction, but if you actually thought about this for a hot second and imagined that letters just start flying out of your fireplace, and this kid that you've taken in that you don't like.
I like it. Oh,
he's like, I'm going to go to this wonderful school filled with people that you think are freaks.
I like how he's like the best Quidditch player ever already, but he can't get.
Okay,
he
we're getting ahead.
He can't get one of the 100 envelopes. He can't sneak one out of his uncle's hand.
Okay, he's very young, and his uncle is very large. Anyway, moving on.
I don't know that.
So, that the uncle's large?
Did they say that?
Yeah, he's huge.
I don't know.
Talk
Listen,
about like his veins popping out of his fat neck.
I wanted to see a vampire.
Again, fat shaming. We're back to fat shaming.
Yeah, easy.
So, all right. They go to the island, and boom, boom, down goes the door. Enter Hagrid.
Yes.
You're a wizard, Harry. Very famous line, done by, rest his soul, Robbie Coltrane.
Right. I say right because I've seen images. I know he.
I mean, he
character.
passed, yeah. Because you also
we are not lying to you guys. I've never watched.
Again, like these are things that like you.
Just pop culture. I've seen.
Robbie Coltrane died. Snape died.
Snape, yes.
You know that these people are gone, and it's so sad, but it's so true. I mean, if you watched the movies, the original Dumbledore died before the series even ended. They had to switch Dumbledores halfway through the movies.
I did know that.
Yeah.
That's back in the day. I remember.
Yeah.
That happening. Yeah.
And then people were hashtag not my Dumbledore, but we'll get into that later.
Interesting.
So he goes to Diagon Alley. What did you think of his introduction into the wizarding world? What did you think of him walking down the road with and tapping the umbrella on the bricks and psh, here you are in the middle of London, the back of a shady ass bar, dirty as fuck, and ta-da! Behind these brick walls is this whole community that
and Muggles don't see any of it.
Nope.
They can't see any of this.
No, and that too is explained. Did they not explain how you miss Hogwarts in the first book?
I don't remember seeing that.
Okay. It will. It'll come.
That was a note I wrote. Like, what? Where is all?
It's a dirty, shitty bar. It's like a dive that nobody would go to, and even the people that go in there.
But it takes up physical ground.
Yeah, the bar does. Sure.
No. Even Hogwarts.
Oh
takes
yeah.
Up physical ground. So maybe there's no way I read over that because that was a question I had.
Probably not, but it is explained. So if it wasn't explained in the first book, it's
no. It was interesting, and they get right into was it Gringotts?
The bank.
They get into all that, and then I was certain that you named your son after the wand maker.
Ollivander. My son's name is Oliver. No, we did not.
But no,
that's really cool.
That was a good character who remembered everyone's wand and the length. And
isn't that unbelievable?
That was a nice little...
That's something we're going to do when you and I go to the park.
Piece. Yeah.
The wand chooses you, bro. It's really fun.
I'm going to build a lightsaber first.
Okay.
So, it was good. It was cool. It was interesting.
Yeah.
And then the train ride.
What do you think? What do you think of Platform 9 3/4?
Again, I want to see it.
Oh, it's so good.
I want to see it.
Yeah, like the old Scarlet steam engine, and everybody.
Yeah, a lot of
around with their old trunks, and it's so visual. All of her stuff is so visual, so you can picture it.
Yeah, no, you picture it, and it's interesting, and
so the first train ride, he meets his two best friends.
Well, one he didn't like right away.
Well,
but a little Hermie. But
sound familiar?
No, that was good. And then I didn't know there were like 18 fucking Weasleys running around. Old Ginger.
Yep.
Negative term.
No, I don't think so. I think that's fine.
Sorry if you're redhead. You're beautiful people. Yeah, no, that was good. And then you learn, and then obviously I knew from you, just talking to people around me, I knew about all the little snacks and treats and all the little jelly beans that taste like.
Ooh, that would be a fun bonus episode. Make you try Bertie Bott's and.
Right. So I was waiting for all those little terms and little cool little
to pop up.
Yeah, I was waiting for that, and then they started, and I was like, "All right, here we go."
Yeah.
And then I just kept waiting for more of those little things.
Because it expands the world.
Right. So now I finally know what they are and what they do. Like, I had no idea there were cards with wizards and
in the chocolate frog box.
That could look at you and move and leave.
So cool.
Again, I want to see all this stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I liked it.
And then they get to school.
And then they get to school.
And they take the boats across the lake.
Yeah.
And he gets to walk into the Great Hall and get sorted. So what are the 4 houses, Greg?
Hufflepuff. Ravenclaw. Slytherin?
Yep.
Did I say that right?
Slytherin, yep.
And then his is Gryffindor.
Yay! You know the 4 houses. And Mugwarp, or whatever you said last week, is not a house. I'm a puff, yo. I'm a proud puff. So cool. So he gets...
How do you know you're a puff?
I was sorted.
At the park?
No, I've been sorted. There's quiz. So Pottermore is a website that is it's Potter no more now. There's no more Pottermore, but it was a website that was originally dedicated.
Do you need a badum-ching for that?
No. a little digital introduction to the series for people that hadn't read it. I think that was the original design for it. Anyway, it wound up being a place for J.K. Rowling to like dump all of this extra content on there, things that she had written, side stories, subplots that never got published. And it was awesome for fans because there were so many things that were fleshed out that weren't fleshed out in the books. Because if you were to ask her, if she were to be in this room with us right now, and we were like, hey, this character, who's his uncle's and what's his profession? She'd have an answer for all of it. She has all of them, every single person's backstory.
Right.
But back to Pottermore, she wrote a quiz. She wrote a quiz to help you. It was a little kitschy, to be honest. I think the people that rocked the website added things like, "What's your favorite animal? A snake? You're a Slytherin." Like, but since that point, in the years that that's come out, actual child psychologists and social workers and like all of these people have come together and written these like in-depth personality quizzes that you can take online for free, and it sorts you into your house.
Which Friends character were you?
Every single every single one I get.
I'm Joey.
Tough. I'm very happy to say that. But I will say, and this is a question for you, now that you've read this book, there are many people out there that believe that they sort too soon. You're 11 years old. So do you think 11 years old is too soon to sort you into something that's determined by your personality?
Not if you trust the sorting hat.
Okay. Like you at 11 years old, would you have been sorted into the same house that you would be now?
I would be into Bulls a Warpy NBA fan.
Fantastic. Anyway, moving on. So 4 houses. He's a Gryffindor. You're a Gryffindor.
I think back to that question. Yeah, I think it's going off how you've been nurtured, which
he had to be brave because he was treated like shit.
That's
All right, fair.
my opinion.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to you with that question later on in the series.
Okay.
All right, so he gets to his common room. Pretty cool. Him and the 4 other boys that have been sorted into the house for that year, and he starts classes. What do you think of magic classes? Any stand out?
I liked how many there were. That was cool. That was a nice little part of it. Any stand out? They really started to stand out towards the end of the book.
Yeah.
When the enchantments come, and then it's like a refresher. It was a refresher for me. Like, oh, this professor was this. Because I kind of lost track of
mean after they walk past Fluffy? Like each of the professors has a reminder.
That was like
a
refresher for me.
Yeah, definitely makes it clear who teaches what.
Right. Was it Transfiguration?
Yeah, with McGonagall.
Yeah,
Pretty
that
cool.
was good.
Dude, her first class, she hops out as a cat.
Wouldn't be into herbology. But I guess the potions were cool, but Snape was a dick. And Malfoy was in that class only, right?
Yeah. Well, the Slytherins? Oh, no, that's later in the series. Never mind. Yeah, I think that's the only class they have with them now.
No, that was cool. That was a nice little part of it.
Yeah. It's just neat. So they have history of magic the first year, don't they? Binns? Professor's dead?
Yes.
Shows up as a ghost?
Goes to Binns.
Like, didn't even know that he was dead and just showed up the next day for work?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
that was
love
good. The
that they
ghosts
had
were
like...
good.
And then you also meet Peeves.
Yes.
And you meet the Bloody Baron, and you meet...
I don't know if you meet
Nearly Headless Nick.
the Baron.
Or did they just mention him in the first book?
Harry impersonates him later, but I don't think I met him.
But you meet Nearly Headless Nick.
Who did what? Oh, yes.
Nearly Headless Nick, yeah. He's the Gryffindor ghost.
Yes, met him.
Each of the houses have a ghost.
But he was in and out.
What'd you think of Peeves?
He was a little jokester.
Yep.
A little comic relief.
Would have been your friend in school. How do you feel, segue, about Fred and George?
George, being the class clown, hit home.
Yeah.
So that was good. No, I liked how there were so many Weasleys and they were all different.
Yeah, oh yeah.
One great at Quidditch and Dragon Tamer, and then class clowns, and then Ron's just trying to get by.
Yeah.
Figure it all out, and then the little sister wants to be there.
And Percy's there. Is he?
And Percy, a prefect.
Yeah, he is a prefect, yeah.
So I
cool.
liked all that.
It's cool. So Hogwarts is pretty badass. I mean, even in the first book, you're like, damn, this is cool. Like, there's a dark lake, and there's passwords to get into your common room, and there's moving staircases and steps that disappear.
Well, again, fat shaming. That fat lady better be in the better be at the door, or you're outside.
She is.
No, but you can leave though. They can leave.
I know their portraits. Isn't that really
Yeah.
cool too?
Yeah.
That also comes into play later on. Oh, it's just so cool. Okay, mealtime. Some good British fare that they mentioned throughout the book. I was always hungry reading all those because it all sounds so good.
Must have been nice.
It all sounds so. What, to be hungry?
No, to be spoiled with feasts.
Well, especially because he came from quite literally nothing. Like he was being fed.
Did he though?
Come on, they talk about how like emaciated he is.
I don't think he came from nothing. I think he was given nothing.
What do you mean came from nothing versus given nothing? You mean like I'm sorry, he came from the Dursleys' house is the reference that I make.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like he's going directly from the Dursleys' house that are giving him basically the cut-off crusts from Dudley's peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And now he's getting like mince pies and mashed potatoes and gorgeous, beautiful Christmas dinner. Because he stays at school for the first Christmas.
Started at the bottom, now we butterbeer. Didn't get that to
T-shirt. That's amazing. Yeah, butterbeer. Don't you want to try that?
Yes, in real life, yeah.
So I actually have a good recipe for that. I'll make it for you one day.
Interesting.
And we can go to the store in New York City. It's right here. It's
now
two
things will
stories
make
and they have
sense to
butterbeer.
me.
Yeah. Woohoo.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
No. Well, you know the basic introduction to the Wizarding World. All right. So fast forward. Snape is Harry Potter winds up saving Neville Longbottom's Remembrall from the asshole antagonist.
Yeah, but that didn't come
book,
back,
which is
right?
Draco.
That didn't.
Well,
I thought that was going to be like.
But the point is that McGonagall sees him from the window and gives him the spot on the Quidditch team.
Seeker.
That's that whole sequence is for that because he's reaching for the same thing that he would be seeking.
Found your Seeker Woods.
Yeah. What do you think about Quidditch?
So I played sports growing up. I played lacrosse in college.
Yeah.
And someone explained to me that Quidditch was lacrosse. No. And I was like...
How many people do you have on a boys' field for lacrosse in play?
10.
Okay. So there's less players
3,
on the
1,
Quidditch team. And there's obviously more of a net, if you will, because there's 3 hoops.
Yeah. But even in the
Way
book,
more
they
balls.
explain it as soccer and basketball.
Did they say that? I don't remember that.
They mentioned in the rules when they were describing what it was. No, so again, easy rules, simple.
Just add a broom.
I want to see it.
Okay, so beyond the movies, there are international Quidditch tournaments with people.
Listen, I went to.
And they run with brooms.
I went to LSU. I think they were like ranked. I used to drive by when people. I don't think this was the team.
It's an intense sport.
I used to drive by with my friends on the way to like get food.
And you'd rip them apart.
And I would.
Yeah, you're terrible.
I would tease them.
I'm sorry, fat shaming, and now you're literally.
I wasn't fat shaming them.
People that they're nerds because they're
fiction.
playing a sport.
I was fiction shaming them.
I
would yell out the window. It's just a book.
I will say this too, though. This is the part that I was like, oh god, because how do you make the snitch happen in real life? It's a person.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you
dressed all in gold?
Not even the snitch, the other ones that like headhunt you.
Yeah, no, bludgers. I don't think that they like use bludgers, but I don't know. Something to look into.
I'm not playing Quidditch.
Somebody tell us. Tell us.
Playing Quidditch.
If any of you that play, we're gonna go see a Quidditch game now. If you play Quidditch, let us know. Okay, so Quidditch is a cool sport, though. Really cool. So they see
Quidditch while you're ahead, Alicia.
They see Snape at a game, and they think that he's mumbling incantations to fuck with Harry on his broom.
Well, Hermione does.
Hermione does.
Can I just call her Hermione?
Nope.
Hermione.
And then
take a minute.
They're like, okay, so he's evil. Plus the fact that he's like eyeing Harry Potter from day one. He's like, who the fuck is this motherfucker? And he seems to really love Malfoy and all the Slytherins because he's the head of Slytherin house.
Correct.
So we get further in the book. They're there for Christmas, which is a lot of fun and very magical to be at the castle during Christmas. Not a lot of students there, but pretty cool still nonetheless. The Christmas meal is wonderful. Don't they eat with Dumbledore?
The Christmas meal?
Yeah.
I believe so.
He gets a sweater from Mrs. Weasley with the H on it. It's all very iconic.
Yes, they eat with Dumbledore. And and then he gets
extremely iconic
gifts.
Visuals. And yeah, he gets gifts for like the first time in his life. He gets gifts, which is a really cool experience. And then school kind of dives down into them figuring out that there is the Philosopher's Stone. Right?
Oh,
do they know that that's what they're going for?
Can I rewind a minute?
There's something that's hidden in the school.
I'm backtracking.
Yeah.
Thought there were more Quidditch games. Thought there might have been like a season,
Like there is a season. We just don't see them.
but they only play against each other once.
No.
There were only 3 games.
There were only 3 games that we saw because Gryffindor played them. Hufflepuff played.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Ravenclaw. Oh, yeah.
One house only played 3 games. Thought it would be a bigger thing because I always heard always heard about Quidditch and he being the best. So I thought there was going to be more to
it's
it.
it's a bracket. It's a bracket sport.
Right.
And it all has to do with total points in the end.
Okay, but sorry.
Okay, keep
Back
going.
to your question.
So they figure it out and they run into Fluffy hiding from whoever. I don't even remember.
On accident, they were running. Oh, jeez.
Is it away from Snape? Were they in the library? Or is that later?
Were they running from the cat?
Oh, Mrs. Norris. Yeah, Filch. That sounds right. Oh, the Midnight Duel? Does that have to do with it? Is that when they were like running back from there? Has to be. Which one did you think about that?
Midnight Duel, my notes say Hooch.
Well, Hooch.
No, I think Fluffy came before that. They knew about Fluffy right away, and then Hagrid gave the name.
That's right. He slips. Oh,
Yeah,
he is.
That's all he does is slip.
Oh, shouldn't have said that.
Moron.
Oh, shouldn't have said
I want
that.
to shame anyone.
Do you love that his accent is written out phonetically and it's so easy to follow?
Yeah, I think that's what gave away that you didn't give me the American version of the book.
No. Well, no. That's done in the American book. He's Scottish.
All the years and all that. Oh.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Forget it
No,
was-
his accent is phonetically written out through the whole series.
Okay.
The only things that are changed for American book from the English book are things like,
terms.
yeah, like we wouldn't call the trunk of a car a boot. They'd do stuff like that. Or like sneakers,
what was their
trainers,
word
or
for-
jumper, sweater.
Was it revision instead of study?
Stuff like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. It's things that like 8-year-old Americans would not pick up on.
Right. Or 38-year-old.
Or 38.
But yes, then
Year-old.
they run into Fluffy on
'Cause-
accident.
Oh, forbidden.
I believe,
Well, the mirror of it. Oh, God, there's so
is it
many things.
Neville?
The Forbidden Forest.
Is it Neville who notices or Ron
Neville that notices what?
that there's a 3-headed dog behind them?
Oh, either way. Like, holy.
Yeah.
They run into so they know that that's there, and they know that there's a trapdoor and that it's protecting something. So
The little package, the small little package that they got from Gringotts.
mhm.
Yeah.
What's the vault number? Did you write that down?
I did write it. I wanted 713.
Isn't that something 94?
I think it's 713. A combination of
I
a
don't know.
lucky.
Big fans are gonna hate me for not remembering that, but okay.
I think it's a combination of lucky and unlucky number. I think it's 713.
So next is Halloween. And there's a troll in the dungeons.
Yes.
And they go to fight it.
And this starts the
her
beautiful
yeah.
3-headed friendship.
Yes, exactly. Because they shove a wand up the troll's nose and cover
On
in
accident.
boogers and save her. And she's like, all right, I guess I respect you guys. And they're like, all right, cool. You're cool enough to hang out with us.
Well, she thanked them for saving her.
Saving her life, exactly. And then after Halloween, we get the night that Harry discovers the Mirror of Erised. And has that lovely moment where he believes
Yeah, I like
he can
that.
see his parents. Yeah.
That was nice little touching moment. Confusing. Lovely moment, but confusing to me because I was like, oh, what's going on?
Well, you know
Are-
now.
Are
now
people,
that
are
you've
people not
read
really
the-
dead? Like,
yeah. No. J.K. Rowling makes it very clear that loss is real.
interesting. That was a nice moment. Then he keeps wanting to go back, and then Ron goes with him, and Ron sees what he desires.
Yeah. I just love that it's very
Disney.
no, I don't want to say naive or juvenile, but like if you think about what a kid that age would see in a mirror of what they most desire, like it's going to be something like Ron and then something, unfortunately for somebody like Harry, exactly like that. Like Ron's like, I am the best Quidditch player on the planet, versus the kid next to him who's never met his parents. Is like, all I want to do is meet my parents.
But I feel like he buried that desire too.
Well, because he knows it's not possible.
Yeah, no, so which made it hit more
Yeah.
because I feel like that he didn't really speak about them, and
Yeah.
he knew the
Because
truth.
he doesn't know
finally.
it. old when they die, so he doesn't know anything.
Right.
And then he finds out.
But then he
Because
finds
Hagrid's
out.
like, a car accident? You told them that his parents died in a car?
Right.
Like, what the is wrong with you? They were murdered. Like, murdered. Like, they are the talk of the town. That's why when he walks through the bar at the beginning, everyone's like, oh, shit. Like, this is the kid.
I mean, I'm jumping ahead. Like, another thing too, like Voldy is a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
So why was I just found it funny how Harry was like, if Voldemort comes back, he'll burn down Hogwarts or turn it into a school of the dark arts. Like, no, I don't really think it's that.
I don't remember that line, but
He was like super worried about.
well, because
that.
and I don't know if this is. I mean, it has to be explained, if not insinuated, in the first book. He doesn't want to spill magic blood. He's very much like he's a reference to Hitler. If you talk about real world experiences, right? He wants this Aryan race of wizards. He wants pure bloods only. That's why he kills who he's killing in the beginning. He wants that. He
I
doesn't.
think you're spoiling shit.
Am
for
I?
me. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to stop talking. Moving on. We go to the.
No, I mean I thought you were spoiling World War II.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Okay.
That was a
Norbert,
joke. That
the
was a joke.
Norwegian Ridgeback. So our man Hagrid, who's obsessed with animals, is
Dragon.
illegally keeping a dragon in his possession. And during that time period, he slips about a few things that have to do with Fluffy. And they go through the trap door because they figure out that they've got to go and get this weapon before.
Why didn't they go to Dumbledore?
Because
said
they're
that.
children.
Nah, gotta be smarter than that.
Come on.
Hermie said it.
Do you want to know why? Because the book series would end. The end. And then they go to school and graduate, and Harry's.
No, I think Dumbledore would have played Dumbledore.
Okay. So they go through the trapdoor. And this is actually incredible. And if you want to say you want to see it, there's some incredible work done on the first movie in these sequences. But what pisses me off, and I'm not going to tell you which, they're not all in there. So not all the professors' little traps or games, if you will, or puzzles.
Enchantments, get it right.
Sure.
Wait, so
are included in the movie.
But every professor is in the movie.
I don't think we ever see Binns, but I haven't watched the first one in a really long time.
So
Ghost.
I'm gonna guess
History of Magic.
I'm gonna guess that's Sprout. His or her enchantment. I think
Her.
it's him. Her. Is not. That's my guess.
Do you want to know the answer to that?
No, I want to.
Okay.
That's
So,
just my guess. That's a future
but it's how cool is that whole sequence? Like, all right, you've got to
Yeah,
get
that was
past
good.
Fluffy, then you got to get past the crazy tentacula that's gonna take over
And
you,
now
and then you've got to go through the keys. You got to find the one and the broom. and
Quirrell.
yes, Quirrell.
Quirrell. How did he pass chess alone? Oh, because there were three of them, they had to sacrifice Ron. Or Ron had to sacrifice himself. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
So then,
You see that on film?
because you're a chess, do you want the answer?
No, because they don't show
Okay.
that on film. Stupid question.
They don't show what?
They don't show chess being completed by Quirrell.
This is a guess. You don't
Yeah.
want an answer.
No,
Okay.
because that would spoil it.
Oh, by Quirrell. Sorry, I
Yeah,
thought you
yeah,
meant
yeah.
like chess in general. Okay. So then he gets into the room with the Mirror of Earshead, and he sees himself.
So mirror of, how do you say it?
Earshead.
Okay. Whatever you just say.
I used to say arised. The Mirror of
well, I don't know
Arised.
what I
That's
just
what I
did.
read when I first read it, but Earshead is how it's pronounced. And Harry Potter just sees himself getting it before he does, and boop, big old rock in his pocket. So then
Or are you just happy to see it?
okay. Definitely not happy to see Voldemort. Searing in his scar, they blah, blah, blah. And he realizes when he touches him, he causes him pain, passes out.
Yeah,
and
they
passes
didn't
out.
really. I don't think they.
I
even
know, it's
said it.
not very descriptive.
Did he kill him?
Quirrell?
Yeah.
Quirrell did.
All right, thought so. So Harry, murderer, bad
Quirrell-
kid, horrible kid,
Did he, though?
deserved the scar.
He didn't murder him.
No, he
No, he
throw him
didn't.
away.
He
Lock
had
him.
another soul in his body.
No, lock him in.
Oh.
Lock him behind Fluffy.
Okay. End scene. So we go back, and he's recovering in the hospital wing, and when he finally
3 days.
gets out, which Madame Pomfrey is a badass. I love her. Just wait, she's really cool.
Well, we kind of skipped how, rightfully so, or understandably so, how everyone loved Harry. Then everyone hated Harry
Yeah, it's true.
because he cost them so many points.
But also, he's like this little everybody's curious about him because
yeah,
he's
but
the
he
boy
was
who lived.
he was loved.
He's the boy who lived.
He was
Well,
admired.
Quidditch, he was like woo, and they're like, "Arr," and then yeah. So then, all right. So they get to the end of the year feast, and Slytherin won, and all the green flags and stuff are up. But no, wait. Extra points are being handed out. And guess who's
Yeah, I thought that was a little
all of our friends.
fake ass points.
Ah, did you not like Neville's points?
Fake ass points.
Bravery, standing up to your friends.
Yeah, but no other kids had any idea they could get these points.
Well, of course they do. There's so much more to school than we're
They
getting.
didn't know about the stone.
We're getting a 1 point. No, what is this third person? Is this third person nomination?
Listen,
Second.
Harry
person?
had inside information about what was taken out of the Gringotts
Not all
vault,
first person.
and they had an inside track
Mm-hmm.
on all these extra points. Is bullshit. Last
Yeah,
place
because
for
they
Gryffindor.
definitely risked their lives to get points for
last
Gryffindor.
place for Gryffindor.
Ugh.
Justice for Dudley. Last place for Gryffindor.
Third
Who's
or
with me?
last. Any
Comment in the section in the whatever below.
So
Fake ass points.
they win, and then he has to go back and live with the Dudleys and
Yeah,
scene.
good. That's what you get.
Oh God.
That's what you get.
So
for,
you don't like Harry.
That's what you get for
So
stealing
your
the
end
cup.
of
No.
first book is you don't like Harry.
That's not what I said. But okay.
All right, predictions because.
Whoa.
Oh.
I have my own little section.
Oh, okay. So wait. Let's go with this. Stars out of 5, and just so everyone knows, we have no idea where this rating system is really.
It's just
coming
off
from.
I
I
the top of
said
my head.
we are like Sigmund and Freud, and I was correct.
Siskel and Ebert.
But we're gonna be like movie critics with our movie and book watching. And out of 5, book 1, just overall life experience here. What are you giving this book?
It was entertaining. It was a nice little fun ride. So out of 5, I mean, I can't give it lower than a like 4.5 or 6. I'll go 4.5.
Wow. You're gonna love the rest of the books then.
I'll go 4.5. Some things I understand it's not a big book. Some things I felt like might have been a little rushed, but I'm told the future books get much bigger. So I'm looking forward
You're just
to that.
worried about the page
I'm
numbers.
worried about fucking.
You're gonna
reading.
wait.
Okay, so now surprise segment from me.
Oh.
Yeah, I noticed Dark Side. Master use.
Okay.
I noticed all these fun little things. Now, I'm not going to completely say she ripped off my favorite little saga, but there are a ton of things that came up.
Good versus evil. It's totally not
even
new
that. Not
idea.
even that.
I mean,
not even that. But there were things, and there were a couple instances where I literally said out loud, "Oh my god."
Okay, what?
No, you gotta say. You gotta watch. You gotta watch.
Okay, all right.
Watch your,
all right.
your
So we'll
part.
compare
You gotta do your
notes.
part of this
We'll
podcast.
compare notes then.
But I
Crossovers.
a lot of crossover stuff, but it was good. I'm glad there's more. Like
Yeah.
I said, like if there's fucking zombies and shit and vampires, I know there's probably gonna be a big, huge fucking spider. Then yeah, all right, let's see this shit.
What a
I
pain
feel
in the
like
butt.
if I read this 20 years ago, I'd probably have both feet in. But now it's just a fun little ride.
Okay.
It's a fun little ride for me,
Cool,
and I'm
cool.
reading with a purpose.
Yeah.
To entertain you guys, hopefully, and sound like an idiot when
Yeah,
I
yeah.
Gandalf.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I liked it. I'm on the right side of
Okay.
a strong opinion.
All right. Especially because the first book, as I said to you in the past, can be very dry for people reading
No,
it.
it
for
was
the
good.
first
It
time.
was. It kept me, and I wanted to see where it was going and twists and turns.
Predictions for book 2. Any idea where this
Jesus
is going?
Christ.
Just a elevator pitch. What do you think is going to happen in book 2? Where are we going?
I don't think Voldemort will go to Muggle world for him. I think he's got a lot to do.
Oh,
A lot of unicorns to slay.
yeah.
I think we're gonna dive deeper into the professors.
Okay.
Hopefully, Dumbledore.
Okay.
I don't know where we're going. I'm assuming we get back to Hogwarts, and obviously they need to replace the fallen professor. I don't know. I legit have no fucking clue. But if you want to guess, I think we'll take a deep dive into a few of the professors, Dumbledore, and I think ultimately there's a grand wizard that needs to come.
Okay.
I think there's someone higher than Dumbledore
Okay.
that we will eventually meet, and he'll be a big part of it. And I think he gets taken out.
Okay.
But I don't know how or when Voldemort will gain like full strength. That I have no idea.
Okay.
So my predictions are shit right now.
Some of
But
those were pretty spot on.
I think
Some of them are
I think
absolutely
it's gonna be a
false.
deep dive into the professors. I don't see like a Ron Weasley Hermie side story. I think Harry's gonna be the main focus of
Okay.
every book.
Okay. I mean, they are called Harry Potter and.
No, I know, but yeah, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. Terrible.
No, I don't think.
Everyone dies.
Some of them were pretty.
And it's just Fang.
He's such a galump. Okay. So, what's coming next? I am going to watch
You're gonna watch episode 4,
episode 4.
titled "A New Hope,"
A New
the
Hope.
first of George Lucas's theatrical releases.
Not in the order that it occurs in the universe, but in the order that they were theatrically released.
Correct.
Okay. And my guesses, predictions, and questions. I mean, again, this is me going off of what I know from pop culture. I think we're going to meet Luke Skywalker. I think we're going to meet Princess Leia. I think that we are going to meet Darth Vader, who's going to be the antagonist for at least the first film, if not the first 3. I think that is the golden bikini in the first movie?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Shouldn't have told you anything, but no.
So then, no gold bikini this movie. We're gonna meet stormtroopers. I think they're bad guys, and Harrison Ford's character and his hairy friend.
Indiana Jones.
Sure, and and C-3PO and blah, blah, blah. I think we're just going to get the general setup because to me, you wouldn't start at episode 4 if it wasn't an introduction into the universe. You wouldn't get the basics of the good versus evil if you started in the middle of the story without actually.
George Lucas thought it was the most entertaining of the 3, so he started 4, 5, 6.
But they still, from a cinematic point of view, they have to introduce who's the good and who's the evil and where does this come from. They might not even go into where it all came from yet. But I think that we're just going to get a lot of what you got. A lot of character introduction, a lot of world building, a lot of...
Well, I got Voldemort.
Character building, I think.
I got Voldemort being badly injured and literally facing and demanding Harry be killed.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll get anything like that?
Maybe Luke and Leia and Indiana Jones have to fight Darth Vader. Is Luke, I am your father on the first movie?
The best twist in movie history? I'm not telling you when that comes.
Okay, well, even though it's already ruined. Spoiler alert after? Spoiler alert so many years later? I don't really know. But that's my guess. And so, you get to give me new terms to guess.
Yes, I have
specifically from
A New Hope. Mm-hmm. So I have 5 terms. I have 3 of my own, and then one of my old college buddies send in 2.
Okay.
So do you want mine first, or do you want to?
No, let's do yours first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my first term for you, Alicia, is Jawa.
Jawa. That's got to be a type of animal. Because I've heard the term Jabberwocky. So
Interesting path you took there.
why Jawa and Jabberwocky have the same?
It's Jawa, Jawa, not
Yeah.
Job. There is a Jabba.
Yeah, Jabberwocky. Jawa.
So you went to Jabba the Hutt.
Jawabaki. Oh, is Jabba the Hutt is a Jabberwocky?
What the hell is a Jawa?
Okay, Jawa. Small. No, large, hairy. Nope. A Jawa, an animal that lives in the universe of Star Wars that it can be used for evil or good depending on who it is someone's sidekick because they are very loyal creatures and they take off into the universe once they've left their home planet and just serve people and scene.
So Jawas are slaves?
Yeah, but not so much slaves
Or
as they
they're
are
they're
like
loyal-
loyal sidekick.
They're a loyal
Sidekick.
thing? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Interesting. My next term, Mos Eisley.
God bless you. What did you just say?
Mos Eisley.
Mos Eisley. Is that a first and last name? That's where my brain goes first.
Well, that's what you're telling me.
Mos Eisley. Okay, Mos Eisley to me is a person. Oh God, in the first movie. Oh, they sell robots. And that's how we meet R2D2.
Mos Eisley, seller of robots.
Yes, okay.
Unbelievable. What these terms are leading to are amazing.
Okay.
My last and final terms, Dijarek. Dijarek.
It's a mustard. No, Jarek. Dijarek. 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 Food. I'm going with origins. Dijarek. A Dijarek. A Dijarek. Yeah, it's a feast meal. It's something that's served. And if you go to someone's home, they'll serve you a ripe, roasted Dijarek with ulu sauce and click, click fries on the side.
Interesting. Space fries?
Yeah.
All right. Now, my buddy, Adam, sent in
Okay, here we go. I'll go.
2.
Yeah.
Here's the first.
Go.
My term for Alicia is Porkins.
Porkins.
The strip club in Star Wars land. No, Porkins.
Where they get the gold bikini.
Not to be confused with pork out. Porkins. Porkins. Porkins is an animal too. Oh no, what's the little guy who's just in the new one? Porkins. Are they the little ones that look like penguins that have the big eyes and the flappy flaps?
The next term. Is that what you
Yeah, sure. Were they like, oh, keep going.
think it's a small
Small animal that looks kind of like a furry penguin with big old eyes.
Furby penguin?
Yes.
Okay. And the last term.
Mm-hmm.
My second term for Alicia is Alderaan.
Alderaan. That's a place or a planet. Alderaan. Yeah, that's got to be a place or a planet. It's got to be like Alderaan is where all of the force is garnered. You must go to Alderaan to learn to be a fighter. Go seek this man in Alderaan, and you too shall know the force was with your insides.
So you think a bunch of people are going to Alderaan?
Alderaan, yeah. Yeah.
Who do you think's from Alderaan?
Oh, so it is a place.
No, if you're right, who would be from
Yoda. Because isn't he like the end all be all trainer? Isn't he the one that like teaches you how to backwards talk the force?
So
Alderaan me from,
Okay.
or whatever the fuck he says.
I don't know what.
He talks backwards. Doesn't he speak in like weird
Way better
backwards
than you.
iambic pentameter?
Yes,
Anyway,
yes.
keep going. All right. Okay.
All right. So those are my terms, and you've given your prediction.
Are any of them close?
You've somehow twisted 2 in a way,
Okay.
which is
All right.
magical.
All right.
All right. So stay tuned,
Okay.
where we get to discuss A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
And Alicia pops her nerd version cherry.
I'm nervous and excited.
I'm very excited. All right.
Well, till next time.
May the 4th.
All was well.
Whatever.